let's go ahead and get started again. Pressed the button. Hey everybody, if you can see me, hello, say hi. Hopefully, it's.
I'm trying to figure out if we're live or not.
I think we are live. Don't forget to put the volume down on your phone again.
Oh yeah, shit.
Every day, every time. Oh, we can see each other. I can see me.
Yay!
Hello,
I still can't see us on.
I know we are at 0 viewers right now. Hopefully, we can get some viewers going and everything.
The first one will probably be me.
tweeting at everybody. Let's see. I'm gonna get that link so I can share it on Twitter or whatever. Hey everybody! If you can see this video or you are watching the archive version, welcome to the Minute Channel. My name is Kuro. This is my best buddy here, Bloody Simmer.
Hi, bud.
And today we are gonna be discussing anime in general.
And probably going off the rails because that's how we do here.
That's how we do it all the time. And of course, with this stuff, I want to talk a little bit.
Oh, there it is! I found it! There it is!
You found it?
I just want to make sure that we were actually
Wonderful.
live, and I'm also in the live chat. So if anyone wants
Wonderful.
to talk,
yeah, if you decide to text and everything, I say it's kind of hard to. I don't know how people do it. Like big channels and everything.
they have multiple setups on their
It's like,
screens and whatnot. So
somebody, no, not just that, but think about it. Like people that play live streams, like they play games on live stream and can still read comments.
Oh yeah, imagine a game like Guitar Hero. Mm-hmm. Like one of my favorite YouTubers, Jason Paradise. Like shout out to him. He deserves every bit of love he can get. He literally live streams while playing Guitar Hero. And he even posted a video one time of like an eye tracker,
right?
And he like put out an area like, this is where my chat is. Watch my eyes, and it's just constantly flicking back and forth. I'm like, dude, how? Like,
that is weird.
How do you have the mental capacity to do this?
The strength.
Oh God.
To do it anyway. Welcome to the one viewer. I'm pretty sure that's probably you.
Yep, that's me.
But still, welcome.
Oh wait, no, there's a second. Hi, friend. Unless that's you.
Hello. No, it's not me. It's definitely not me.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Anyway, so we are going to be talking about Persona stuff and anime stuff and just stuff in general. First of all, have you been playing any games?
I have honestly gone. Oh, hey, more people. Hey, hi, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
If at any point you just want to like ask us a question, please do. I'm going to try and keep an eye on live chat as much as possible.
So,
anyway,
this particular podcast is going to be mostly about anime, but we are going to be talking about what we're playing right now and what we're doing and everything.
Just to kind of like give us a segue into things later. Anyway, I have actually gone back to playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it because
you're liking it more than the first time you played it.
Yeah, I did like it, but I didn't love it. Now that I'm going back,
I
and I'm like,
feel the same way about it too.
I'm actually paying attention to like every little thing instead of just kind of like bum rushing through everything like I did before.
I really dislike the way that they changed the gameplay.
I don't care about the gameplay, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like I didn't care for it, but I didn't also like amazingly love it either. Yeah. Like to be honest with you, Dragon Age 2 had the best gameplay in my opinion. Now, to be fair, I also play predominantly console games and I don't really play PC games, which is what Dragon Age 1 and Inquisition really kind of made to be. Whereas Dragon Age 2 was a console game that was kind of ported over to PC. Like, I'm not entirely sure that's how it happened, but that's how it feels.
That's how it feels.
But I'm actually having a lot of fun, and I'm actually going through and like trying to complete everything in this game, and it actually is quite a bit of fun. It is a little monotonous, but I love how everything looks. Like my favorite place so far is the Emerald Graves. Like, I don't know if you remember that, but it's like the giant ass forest that you go into. Oh, I love the
honestly,
way that place
I blocked
looks.
this game off my mind. Like, I remember bits and pieces of it. I don't remember going pretty far into the story until I was kind of like, I don't really like this game too much.
I have never actually beaten the game, which I feel is kind of a mark of shame on me because I love the other two. Like, don't get me wrong, while I didn't like Dragon Age Origins gameplay, I love the story, love the characters, played that
I love
to
the
completion.
characters too. I think
not
that's
completion, but I beat the game multiple times because I wanted those multiple endings. But I never I did the same thing with 2, but I never actually beat Inquisition. It's kind of a mark of shame for me.
Right. Let's see. I just finished The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening.
How long did that take you, by the way?
About 8-10 hours.
I figured that was about average because I watch I hope you don't mind me talking about this guy, Pro Jared play it. Like I watched his stream archive from it on YouTube, and he had 4 videos. Most of them were about 3.5, 4 hours long. So I was like, that sounds about right.
It's not a long game, but I do enjoy it just because of the simplicity of it. There's a simple type to it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a Game Boy game that's been remastered for the Switch.
But it's just so good looking. It's the best good looking game.
Best looking game to come out in a while.
Yeah, in the Switch, it's just so nice looking. There's this photorealistic plastic style to it, and it's just so nice to look at.
If you're wondering what I'm looking at, he's got the amiibo for the Link from that game.
Yeah, it's a nice looking game. I just really like it how it looks and everything. Speaking of the other game that I'm playing is Dragon Quest 11. You know what?
Oh, Dragon Quest. I'm like, didn't we just talk about Dragon Age? Like,
yeah, you know,
a lot of dragons in these games.
When you started talking about Dragon
Age,
I was like, Dragon Quest? I've been playing Dragon Quest. I never played a Dragon Quest in my life. And
really?
A comment there. Somebody commented who was like, "Yeah, you should try it out." I did a video about my favorite JRPGs. Oh, at first I was like, my favorite RPGs, and then all of them were like Persona games and shit.
Not surprising.
And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do JRPGs,
specifically
video 1, and then Western RPGs, and
video
then
2.
Favorite Shin Megami Tensei games. That way I can get video,
Content.
games and everything. Yeah. And somebody commented was like, my favorite game series is Dragon Quest. And I was like, I never played a Dragon Quest game, and the last one looks pretty good.
I haven't played any of the recent ones. I will say that my first interaction with Dragon Quest, honestly enough, weirdly enough, was actually Dragon Quest 3 on the Game Boy Color, I think it was. Like my grandparents were really thrifty. And one of the things they did was there's this place where you can go that basically gets all unclaimed baggage from the local airport or whatever. And they took me there one time, and I found a copy of Pokemon Blue, which I did not have at the time. Kid Dracula, I think, which is a pretty rare game now that I think about it, and I lost it, unfortunately. Or Dracula Jr. or something like that. It was very odd. I had no idea how to play that game, and I still don't. And Dragon Quest 3. And that one had actually a save file on it, like, really near the end. And I'm like, ooh, I feel bad for doing this, but delete! Start a whole new game.
Man. Well, one thing that I always used to do, that's kind of like such a fucked up thing to do.
Oh, I had no idea how to play that game either. I immediately went off trying to find the next town and got my balls rocked. Because, like, in those games, unfortunately, you have to set out and grind.
Yeah, you have to grind
before you can do anything. And this is a perfect game for you because you love to grind. I don't know if you actually love to grind, but I know you grind a lot in any other game that you play.
Yeah, I just grind. No, Pokemon. I bought a used copy of Pokemon Emerald, and the person had a unused Master Ball. I went to the original town, captured like PG or whatever with the Master Ball.
Why would you do that?
Just because I was like, oh, fuck it, I don't care. Because I wanted to start my own play, but I wanted to do something shitty for...
You could have stuck that Master Ball on a Pokemon that they had in their box, traded it over to yourself, and then used that Pokemon.
You can't do that.
You can't do that anymore?
No. Not back then.
I could have sworn you were able to do that in like the original 3, and then later on they took it away. I didn't know it was that. Anyway, whatever.
Hey, whatever. I did it because I felt like it. Anyway, so Dragon Quest 11 and Legend of Zelda. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm super hyped for a bunch of games coming out this really soon.
I noticed you posted a video of all the new games coming out this month.
Yeah, I do it every month, though.
But I haven't watched it yet, so I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's good. Welcome to the third person. How you doing?
Is it you?
You're doing good? No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We are talking about games, but we are going to be moving on to
anime soon.
Anime stuff.
Let me a couple more games I've been playing. I've actually been. I went back to Borderlands 3,
Yeah.
which I was just doing today, and I just got to a.
Oh, did you buy Borderlands 3?
Dude, I pre-ordered it like
You did?
months ago.
Okay.
And I got the $100 version, which
did?
I feel like shit for because I'm really broke right now, and I really wish I could have gotten that money
Shit,
back.
I wish I didn't get those DLC. What do they give you in the?
Oh god, it's just skins.
Okay.
That's really all
Look,
it was.
if
I
the
feel-
game is not a Persona game, or
don't get the
it
expanded
doesn't
version.
have,
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
or it doesn't have like like an actual physical
Well, here's
statue or something. I don't
here's
get
the
it.
thing, like
that.
in that one, like they give, like here's the thing. I started the game, and they're supposed to give you like a bunch of really good like starting equipment.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to find it. I was like level 20, like level 15 by the time I found
And it was like
where
starter.
it was, and it was starter gear. I'm like, this is all worse than I have.
Yeah, you
Like,
know that happened to me.
significant.
That happened to me for what was it The Witcher? They had like some like additional
Hey, more people, awesome.
additional stuff to download for or whatever, like a sword or whatever.
But it
and
was
for the
like
longest
crap
time,
sword.
then no, like I didn't know that there was a thing on it, like on a code for it or whatever. So I played. I was like level 20, and I found it. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
No,
Doesn't matter
no
anymore.
reason for it now.
Welcome to their video. We were just talking about the games that we've been playing. Was there anything other game that you've been playing?
Last game I've been playing, just because I'm getting myself hyped for the remake, is Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I've been trying to. Okay, forgive me. I've never gotten past disc 2 on the original game.
Really?
No, I haven't. I could never like force myself once that big twist at the end of disc 1 happens. And I know I should
It's like a
talk
fucking
about
30-year-old
30-year-old
game.
spoiler, but I mean, at the same time, the game is being remade. There's going to be a whole bunch of new fans for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
You know,
and
one thing that I just found out just now today, and it's a leak, so it's not like it may not be real, but they're trying to release, or according to a leak, they're going to release Persona 5 Royal, the new remake, in the same month as Final Fantasy VII.
I can already feel my wallet crying.
It's like, no, you can't do that, because you know I'm going to pre-order Persona 5 Royal Limited Edition, Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
With all the bells and whistles and the miniatures and the whatever. And then I want to do the same thing to Final Fantasy VII. So
You're gonna be really broke, and I really need you to not, because we're like, you and I have talked about this. Okay, just so nothing is weird. Like, we're really good friends, and we're finally trying to like get out and be adults. We're trying to get an apartment together, so maybe some of these streams can happen a little bit more often. But anyway, I need you to not be broke right around that time, because I need to get out of my parents' basement. I'd feel like a total mooch by being there. And yes, it's that stereotypical, but it's not my mom's basement. Not anymore. It's my dad's basement.
upgrade it.
Kind of, because there's a window. That's not
Also,
a joke
feel free
either.
to comment if you want to say something about that. Anyway, so we're actually gonna move on into actual anime stuff. We went off the rails here and everything. What have you been watching?
I just Okay, I'm gonna start with a anime I just recently started watching. That's been out and is actually, if it's not done, it's almost done. Is Fairy Tail. Boy howdy, do they do it right. Okay, here's the thing. I actually did read a good portion of Fairy Tail. I got up to the either the ultimate or the penultimate arc of the entire series. And then I stopped, whether it was because the manga hadn't continued or not or anything like that. I just stopped reading for whatever. I think it was because I did catch up with the manga. Like, it took a while, but I caught up. But I stopped watching, and then only, I think maybe a month or two ago, started watching it. And boy howdy, does these guys get it right when it comes to episode length and filler. One, the filler
You think
is...
so? Does that
Okay.
really make you feel like that?
Okay, let me put it this way. This is me coming off of original Dragon Ball Z. Not Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah.
Original Dragon Ball Z. You know, where literally it took 40 episodes for One Punch to be thrown.
Yeah.
Like, it really was very difficult for me to get through all that. Mm-hmm. But Fairy Tail is a lot easier for me to absorb because the fights are not over long. There are not a whole lot of posturing. What little posturing there is done over in the same episode that it starts. And as far as like early filler, like at first, like I started watching some of the filler early on. I was like, I don't remember this. It's like, oh, okay, this is filler. Then I just skipped over because like the very next like major filler arc starts off with the Jiggly Butt Gang. I'm like, oh dear God, please no.
You know what?
Anyway,
that's one of my gripes with a lot of the anime that is long.
Yeah.
These damn fucking filler seasons. It's okay just to divide it in seasons. They do it with other anime. You know, it's okay to divide it in seasons. You're caught up with the manga. Okay, end that season. It's totally unnecessary to just continue to fill it out. I don't know. I guess they need to make that money and so on. I guess I don't know.
Or maybe it's a contract stipulation. Like, we don't know.
It is. You like Bleach got fucked over.
Oh God, please stop. No, just Bleach, stop. Dear God, stop. Stop with all the filler. Stop it.
The filler movies were the worst though.
The what?
The filler movies.
You know, the filler movies that have no actual like
consequences
or anything. Well, even Fairy Tail filler, like none of it really had any consequence. It really didn't, because like I literally skipped over everything, and like I just finished up the big tournament, like the great tournament where like the dragons all of a sudden show up, and spoilers if you haven't seen it, but I mean, it's been out for how long? And then the very next arc is, I don't even know what. I didn't bother reading it or watching it. I was just like, nope. I went to Wikipedia. I found the episode list. I found the very next episode after that arc ended. I started watching it. It's like it didn't even happen.
You know one thing that I did like about Naruto. I know people give Naruto shit because of the fillers.
I don't like Naruto.
But they had some pretty good damn fillers. With character development, that kind of stuff, I think it's pretty nice. Even though I'm not a huge Naruto fan, I can appreciate good character development.
I honestly am just not a fan of Naruto. Like I couldn't get into it.
It's okay. I was out of the age group when Naruto came out.
I was in the age group. I watched the entire first arc, and I was super happy with it. And then it continued with Naruto, and I was like, please stop. He's not an interesting character. He is not in any way developing whatsoever. Shit, it still says we're disconnected.
Reconnection is connected again. Woo, we have
what about the live stream?
It says stream resumed.
Okay.
Welcome back.
We're back. Awesome. We're probably...
Is it still...
Shit.
It's okay. There'll be an archive version of the game, Actually, no, we're back.
Okay, there we go. I had to refresh it. We're back.
Yes,
we're back. Yes. Awesome. Sweet. Sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties.
I always think about how weird it is for the people that watch the archive version of the video, because they're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. The video is just there.
Oh, sorry,
and they're continuously watching us because we don't have like a stuff. Anyway, whatever. So you've been watching Fairy Tail. What else are you watching?
Probably the biggest one is Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah.
Oh, Demon Slayer is so amazing. I will say though that I don't read the manga for a lot of the anime that I watch, and I know it does exist because you tell me about it all the time. But I mean,
this one, does it make you want to read the manga?
It really does, because not this past week or the week before, but like 2 or 3 weeks ago. When unfortunately this is going to be super spoiler heavy, just because.
Spoilers ahead for this
for Demon
Slayer. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then please skip maybe about a minute or so.
That's assuming that you're watching an archive. If you're watching live, plug your ears. Well, I'll put a finger up when we're done. Anyway, nobody is watching. What the hell? You might need to refresh that because I am here. I am clearly here. Anyway,
I don't know what's going on. All right, continue. The archive version will be there.
So, oh God, what's the main character's name? I only remember his sister's name. Shit. Anyway, Nezuko is being harassed by one of the Hashira from the Demon Slayer Corps. Stupid freaking hair. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And basically, he's stabbing into her box, hurting her, and all. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, ooh, she's gonna get out the box and bitch slap him, isn't she? She's gonna get out the box and bitch slap him. Oh, I so wanted that. And then they teased us. Then they stopped it right before she jumped, or right as she jumps out of the box. Mm-hmm. And then the very next week, nothing happens. And I'm impressed by the self-control of the character in universe and everything else. Mm-hmm. But in terms of, like, the teasiness, I don't even know if that's a word, but the teasiness of these freaking 2 episodes.
You felt deceived.
Oh, she looked like she wanted to bitch slap the ever-living fuck out of him. Oh my god. And I so wanted to see that. But unfortunately it didn't happen. One thing that same guy did get headbutted by the main character, so it's a little recompense for that. And who knows? Maybe they'll eventually get their revenge on him. Like maybe
it's kind of weird because they take time whenever they present the what are they called?
The Hashira.
Whenever the first time that they kind of introduce them, mm-hmm. You get the wrong
sense of
impression of them. Because they're really not...
They're really not assholes?
Assholes, yeah, like...
I think it's mainly because Nezuko is a demon.
Even the final episode, when you get to meet... what's his name?
You don't meet... You see the Flame Hashira from before, but he doesn't speak. Yeah, like the last episode, you literally just see him on the train as it goes away.
Oh, man. You are in for a treat. And by a treat, I mean a treat of sadness and disappointment.
Oh, no. Oh no! Don't tell me that.
No, they developed a good ratio. This is what I mean. Every single one of them, they introduce them, but you get to learn a new layer of them with their character development. It's so good. It makes you feel so good about these characters. You get to learn about them, and then they stab you in the heart.
They're all gonna die, aren't they?
No spoilers. Moving on.
We're done about spoilers. So hey, we're done about spoilers. We're done. You can unplug your ears. Come back, please.
Anyway, so the first season, I thought it was a good introduction to the series.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm a sucker for really good animation. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not an animator myself. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with it. But the animation for Demon Slayer is so...
Somebody said that it was... the most beautiful. I don't think it's the most beautiful.
I don't think it's the most beautiful thing. It's really well
executed. The fighting scenes are fucking good.
Are glorious.
Okay, I love how they show their powers. Mm-hmm. They're just so colorful and
it's like, just so energetic. Out of there.
It just shows.
I think. No offense to the main character, because again I still can't remember his name, but the doctor lady, like the demon doctor lady, her blood art, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. When she like claws open her arm and all of a sudden like flowers bloom, like that was the coolest and prettiest scene of the entire series.
What's his name? Loser kid, blonde kid. I forgot. I don't remember.
It's not Tanjiro, because that's the boar guy.
No. No, he's cool as shit, but he's funny. No, the other kid,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't
okay.
Names
when he uses his power the first time that you see him, and he just like powers through. And there's a lightning tail.
He powers through, and he's completely out.
Yeah.
Like that I think is the most hilarious thing about his character, is that he is completely and utterly useless until he falls asleep. And then he's one of the most badass characters in the series so far.
It's so good when he actually learns to control it later on in the series. Man, it's such a satisfaction moment. Because you see him struggle with that. Oh, man, when you learn about his life and everything.
We learned a little about his life during
you get a lot more later on.
Thing.
God. Yeah, you get like flashbacks a little bit about how his master's training him and everything.
Mm-hmm. And how the other student was a complete another dickhole.
Yeah. Oh, man, that guy.
Is he a Hashira right now?
Nope.
Okay.
He's a fucking demon. Spoiler alert.
I really hope Blonde Boy is the one that takes him out then, because that's the only way that any of this makes any sort of
dude. I'm telling you,
justice.
I'm telling you this. They have such a good way to set up things without telling you they're setting it up. You just see it there as a little thing.
It's a little tease.
It's a little thing. You know, you just see it, and then you see it again. You're like, that's pretty nice.
Whatever.
And then you see it. They show it again, and you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. What are you doing here? And then they do it again, and you're like, what are you doing? And then you're like, stop it.
I will say, though, hands down, best part of the series, Nezuko. Just straight up. Just the entire character of Nezuko is 100% golden, and I will watch the show every single week just to see what she's doing in the background.
Man, she is such a relevant character later on in the story.
I understand that, but right now she's just the adorableness center of the entire series, and it's so worth it.
I just like how she can just turn little and big. And it's funny.
Okay, so not at the end of the last big battle, when basically everything is finally being taken care of, and the demon slaying corps shows up, and then possible future romance interest, I don't know, starts chasing after Nezuko, and he's literally like, run, do not get caught, do not fight. And then after the first swing happens, and just yoink, and just runs like that. Oh, I almost died of a cuteness overload.
Yeah, it's such a funny thing to have like a really badass character, really like, cute and funny at the same time.
Cute and tiny, and it's just, oh, Nezuko, you're super adorable. Don't ever change. But seriously, change so that way you can actually speak instead of have a muzzle, because the voice actor really needs to work.
Needs that check. Anyway, so obviously we are watching that Demon Slayer. Anything else that you're watching right now that you want to talk about?
Obviously I'm keeping up with One Piece, and just like every other shonen anime, that particularly long-running shonen anime, it just drags and drags and drags. Like, literally the very first episode of this particular arc was probably the best episode in the past 200 episodes. Like, in my personal opinion, other than like a couple snippets from episodes in the past, like the first episode of the Land of Wano arc is probably the best episode of the entire like the past.
I dropped off a long time ago.
Okay, literally so they put an insane amount of animation detail into the very first episode. And probably the best part of that episode was the entire segment where Zoro is the focus. Because they show a little bit of the lives of everyone that's there, other than like Brook and Chopper, because I mean they're
Chopper.
They're Brook and Chopper, and they're also not human, so it's kind of hard to blend in. Well, not for Chopper, but I mean that would be a dead giveaway that he's not part of the crew. Anyway, I'm tangenting really hard. But the entire segment of Zoro basically has him get caught by the local police, brought before a magistrate, and then you pick any major samurai film from like the late 50s, like really early samurai films that started making their way over to the United States, and that's basically the scene that plays out. He's told to kill himself through seppuku. And then he just goes off. Like, he goes ham, destroying everyone like an actual samurai. And it's just like, yes! Yes, they finally did my boy Zoro right! Oh my god! Like, this is... If every person has a particular arc where... last arc, which was the whole Big Mom saga, or whatever the fuck it was Sanji's arc. And the like you'd go all the way back to the beginning where
Nico Robin had her arc
with Water 7, and like every character has an arc.
Nami had her arc.
Yes,
twice.
Okay. For Nami, when her first arc.
Yeah, with the fisherman.
Yeah, what was her second arc? I don't think she had a second arc, man.
Was she not?
No.
I felt like she did. Well, it's more like separate episodes that I'm just thinking of.
Yeah, no, like the whole
whole fisherman.
The whole fisherman like Park or whatever with the whole Arlong Park arc. That's what it was. Like that was her arc. Go back one arc before that was Usopp's arc, so on and so forth. Well, Usopp had a second arc.
Yeah, he did.
When it came to the Water 7.
Let's be honest, he needed it.
He did. He really did.
He's like the funniest. Okay, he was reduced to a.
He was
joke the entire time, so he needed kind of like a little push into.
And honestly, that was really the best way they could have done it. I don't think there is any way that the whole. I mean, my God, they made me cry for a damn boat. Like, how do you cap that? Oh, the crew is having strife, and unless the person actually admits his faults and apologizes, he's not back on the crew. Like, that was just. You guys did it right. You did it right.
Whenever I went to Japan, the top floor of the Tokyo Tower
was all One Piece.
Was One Piece. And they have literally all the sad scenes in statues. And I was like, literally when Ace dies, and Luffy, and you stand there and you hear Ace's last words as he's telling Luffy, and I'm like, why are you doing it? But it was so good. The entire thing is good. If you ever go to Tokyo Tower, you guys need to watch that. It's so good.
Don't those art installations rotate fairly often?
No. That's specifically is for One Piece.
Anyway,
One Piece, One Tower.
But like, this is definitely Zoro's arc. Like, it fits him aesthetically. It fits him morally. It fits him style. Not just aesthetically, but his particular style. He's always been the samurai of the group, now he actually gets to be a samurai. How many episodes
do you think the anime or the manga has left? Like, good juice.
Good?
Yeah.
I think they ran dry on that. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I think this particular arc will probably be one of the last really great arcs for One Piece. I mean, I can't say anything because I think the mangaka's name is Oda. Don't get me wrong. He's been doing this since, like, what, the 90s?
Yeah.
Like, this is literally going on 30 years. I don't know how much juice is left for One Piece.
Yeah.
I really want to see it finished. But it's not in a place where it can be finished.
That was one thing that I was kind of almost
like they're really close. They're really close. But the way they've set it up, it looks like there's at least after this arc, maybe 2 more arcs before they're done. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can commit myself to watching anywhere from 400 to 800 more episodes just to see the conclusion of this story.
Yeah.
I really want to see it. But I don't know if I can force myself to. And I literally, for an entire year and a half, binged watched it until I caught up. And I've kept concurrent with it ever since. I don't know if I can make myself do this anymore. And I really hate to say that because I really love this anime. And I really want to see it do well.
Yeah.
But first of all, they need to stop with the whole, like, dragging every scene out. Like,
battle. Yeah.
Last episode was the last episode where they were dealing with a sumo wrestler, the Yokozuna of the area. And they literally spent probably about 2.5 minutes of them wobbling, almost falling out of the sumo ring. Like, almost 2 full minutes of that. I'm just like, stop! This would have been a panel at most in the manga. And you're dragging it out for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not cool. I understand you're trying to, like, fill a quota, but, like, this quota does not work right. You're alien. I'm going a little bit far
rambling on that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I want to move on from that. I've been watching this anime that I just told him to watch called Carol and Tuesday.
That's Carol and Tuesday for those who can't understand his accent.
Thank you for the translation.
I'm here for you, buddy. Anytime. Just let me know.
And,
I'm an asshole.
Honestly, the first season, which is on Netflix, by the way.
I don't have Netflix right now.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm broke, man. Okay. I just had to cancel my Crunchyroll app.
Okay, you can use my Crunchyroll. Yeah, I'll send the password later. Anyway, so it's on Netflix, and Netflix bought the right for us, so you can only watch it from Netflix in English. But if you want to watch it, then you can definitely do that.
We don't endorse that, by the way. We don't.
No, I said if you want to, not condoming or saying that you have to or anything like that. Anyway, so if you want to watch it, there's other websites that you might look for. Anyway, the first season, the first 12 episodes, it's like all poppy style, like very happy. Okay, so two girls, they meet each other.
First of all, can you tell the people what kind of anime this is supposed to be? Because you've not said what it's supposed to be at all.
Let me tell. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to explain.
You're getting there. You're building up to it. Okay. I got you.
So it's about these two girls. It's supposed to be a slice of life drama with hints and splashes of
mystery, adventure,
sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
They live in Mars. Because this is set up in the same world as Cowboy Bebop, so...
Which, honestly, another great anime. Mm-hmm. With a dope-ass opener.
Okay. And music in general, I think is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So, these two girls meet each other. They both like to play music. They start playing together.
That's cool.
They want to make it big. This is way in the future, so technology has advanced a lot. And one thing that has happened of a consequence of technology advances a lot is that people no longer write music. They have AI designed to write music to know what people will like.
Well, that's boring.
So that's how music works in that year. Which granted, there are people that can do that work designing AI, and there's a guy that is kind of like semi main characters. He works with the main rival in the first one. Mm-hmm. He basically designs a learning software that learns from the girl, so she can write them from the perspective of the girl.
Oh, so instead of writing like popular music, you're writing from the viewpoint of a person.
Right, but it's almost like cloning their mind, or I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. The anime does a pretty good job of kind of like showing it, kind of like how off-putting it can be. So several times, like the girl will come, and like he can even see a 3D image of her, like singing and stuff like that. But it's all an AI kind of like writing it down and doing its stuff and everything. It's off-putting, but it's meant to be off-putting for a reason. It's a commentary on popular, on modern music at this time.
You mean all the cookie cutter music?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a commentary on that. The second season though throws you off a spin. It's dramatic. There's a lot of things that happen. The first season is mostly about making it big. The second season is what happens after you make it big. They go to this contest to America's Got Talent kind of thing. It's like Mars winners or Mars singers.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, something like that. So they go and compete, and what happens afterwards is kind of like the second season. But there's the first season they put a lot of little seeds of things that are going on around the world, which actually impact a lot. They have a lot of commentary on political aspects and stuff like that. So,
sorry, I'm still thinking of the opener for Cowboy Bebop because that's just a dope ass track.
It is really good. It's really good.
I got the horns playing in my head, and it's just so freaking cool. Oh, another thing, I don't want to super derail you, but I just want to go back to Demon Slayer for just 1 second.
Going back to Demon Slayer?
Just for a second, I just want to say that the tracks in the actual show are really good as well. The soundtracks for the fights are really good. The soundtracks for ambiance are really good. I'm not a super huge fan of the opener or closer songs.
Are you serious?
I couldn't get into them.
Wow.
Like for the first 3 episodes, like first episode, I listened to like the first 10 seconds of the opener. I was like, nope, skip. I didn't realize that it was a little bit better than I thought. I'm still not a super huge fan of the opener for Demon Slayer.
The singer already has a platinum from the specific single?
Again, I'm not surprised. Like, I understand why it's a good song. I'm not partial to it.
Okay. I think it's a good song. I don't think it's as good as a lot of people making it be.
To be fair, at the same time, I think because of how popular Demon Slayer is, because I don't know how many people here have or have not seen it. I mean, I would certainly hope everyone who's watching this has seen it, but I mean, whatever. But it's super popular. Like, and people want to hear the music from something that is super popular because they want to get into the trends and so on and so forth. So I'm not surprised that she got a platinum just from that particular track. but at the same time, I'm not a fan. Don't get me wrong. I love her voice, but the song itself is just not something that I particularly care for. Oh, and One Piece's opener for the Land of Wano actually threw me a curveball because I'm not really knowing much about the Japanese music scene. I listened to the first, the One Wish, One Dream segment of it. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be like a rock ballad. But no, it turns out to be a big band swing kind of song. And I'm just like, whoa, that's a curveball. but I feel like that is a dope track.
Okay, so one thing, I'm not going back to...
going back to
Carol and Tuesday. All the music, this is one thing that I really like. That was one of my biggest gripes about Beck. The music in Beck was really good. If you guys never seen Beck, it's a music anime.
You really need to see it.
And you should see it.
He got me to see it. He's got the season collection, and let me tell you, after I watch that, I literally go back to YouTube, type in Beck episode. I think it's 24 is the last episode, just so I can watch the last concert of that show.
But one thing that I had an issue was the main character, the voice actor, poor guy, but he cannot sing in English, and his English. Is really bad. Which is one of the things that I liked about the dub, because they dubbed all the songs. They dubbed all the songs.
Oh, like someone actually came in and overdubbed the songs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. In the English version. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because...
I still prefer the subtitle, because I really enjoy the subtitle. It sounds better, too.
The reason why I'm talking about this is because in Carol and Tuesday, they got native English speakers to do all the music for Carol and Tuesday.
Alrighty then.
So all the music sang and played and done is 100% authentic English sounding music, and it sounds great. Like, I don't have to worry about. And it sounds weird because I have an accent.
Question.
What's that?
How does the singing voice kind of reflect to the character speaking voice?
Pretty well, pretty well in English, because the Netflix did a really good job dubbing this year.
Sorry, I had to call that one out, man.
Dubbing the series. Japanese, Japanese people have a higher pitch voice, so you're never gonna match that Japanese tone to an English tone, just because everybody just Carol sounds like herself in English, but the girl that does Tuesday, the blonde girl, the girl that sings the songs is much lower on the scale. So it doesn't really match well. But the song dynamic is so well done that it can be overlooked. Okay. But one thing that I really liked, and I would like to show everybody, but I can't because of copyright reasons. These motherfuckers really care about that.
The art style is very much Cowboy Bebop, so I mean,
it's really. I actually want to show you a little bit of the stuff, and I'm sorry guys, because I can't show you because I don't want to get copyrighted, because my review got copyrighted first time because I've had a little bit of the show in the background. Netflix. That was Netflix.
I'm sorry. Netflix, he's just trying to say good things about it. Just let him have the episode, damn it.
My videos are not even monetized.
Like, we're not trying to make money, we're trying to give you free advertisement. Like, come on!
And they have all styles. They have a little bit of rock. They have a singer-songwriting style, acoustic piano, kind of, and then they have pure pop, Ariana Grande type of thing. They have there's this guy named what's his name?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking myself in a thing so I can think about it. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the video, okay? Oh well, if
I love how the company is called Plus Ultra. Are we gonna get copyright claims because of the music?
No. I'm gonna put volume off. Look how good this animation is.
Holy cow! Like, you weren't kidding. This is so like Cowboy Bebop, but like an updated version of it. I love.
Somebody
Okay,
is-
so the girl on the piano. What's her name again? I'm very
Carol.
bad. Okay, so Carol, she looked like she was riding a type of skateboard that recently started showing up on YouTube. Where it's a giant wheel in the middle with a board surrounding it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's some of the music from the.
So cool. God, this animation's so freaking good.
It's a really good animation. That's the guy that does the AI, and that's kind of like the. Oh, that's the guy I was talking about. That does the.
Honestly, this doesn't even. Okay. To give everyone like an idea of what this looks like, this almost looks like a Studio Ghibli film mixed with Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that animation is so good.
This particular video that we were watching, there was a, for lack of a better word, a fat guy trying to wiggle himself through a bar, and just the fat wiggle, like the straight, because you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The fat wiggle looked very much like a Studio Ghibli film. I was like, whoa, like, woo, like this making me feel good.
Anyway, so strong recommended. The last episode is gonna come out tomorrow.
Last episode of the series?
Yeah,
or the season?
of the series. Probably series. I don't know. It's 24 episodes, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Only 2 seasons? Mm-hmm. Generally, when something gets a second season, they generally go for more.
Oh, dude, but they went like back to back.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Damn.
Yeah, like they didn't even give it
That's
a month that they had the second season come out. So.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. So.
Netflix, sign them on for more, please.
Yeah,
Please.
it's really good. I really like the animation style. The color palette is so
Dude,
nice looking.
the color palette is so like, everything is like distinct.
Yeah.
Everything. And that's really hard to do, to make everything distinct but still work
The
and
music
look right.
instruments look so good. That guitar looks amazing.
Oh, it looks so nice. It looked like they just straight up 3D modeled like an actual guitar. Like
They probably did.
and literally like took pictures of like the grain and the little flower motif that it had on it. And I was like, we're just gonna stick this on this 3D model and then we're gonna build up the strings and whatnot. And like, oh my god, it looks so freaking good.
It looks really good. Anyway, anything else that you've been watching that you want to talk about? That you want to say?
I did. Okay, not to. I know this is not really anime, but it is anime and whatever. I recently rewatched Hellsing Abridged. Team 4-Star, you guys are freaking amazing. Like, seriously, please make more. I know you guys got, like, demonetized and a bunch of your videos claimed, but I really want you to make more. I'd donate if I could, but I'm broke. Like, you guys are geniuses. I laugh every single time I watch your stuff. Hell, I've gone back and actually, like, I've watched the entirety of their Dragon Ball Z Abridged videos. And I go back, and my favorite ones are Dende and Mr. Popo. I watch the best of those two characters, like, every other day, because that shit is just so freaking funny. But, I don't know, man. Like, I really want more stuff to watch, but at the same time, I'm like, I can't afford anything.
Yeah, because everything's just expensive. Hobbies are expensive.
Not to mention the fact that I don't get paid for jack shit at the job that I currently have. Plus, they just reduced my hours and all sorts of it. Hopefully, that'll change soon. Thanks to this guy, I got an interview, but hopefully this doesn't get back to them. But whatever.
Sounds good. So,
what about you? Have you been watching anything else?
Honestly, I started watching the Persona animation.
Is this the weird Persona animation that's not affiliated with any Persona?
Yeah, I made a video about it. No, this is Persona 5. I started doing Persona 5 anime. Because somebody was like, oh yeah, like I watched the anime, it wasn't too good. And I was like, but they didn't play the game. But they didn't play the game. They just told me like, oh, they're like, oh, what games do you like? And I was like, oh, I like Persona 5. I was like, oh, watch the anime. It wasn't that good. And I was like, anime wasn't that good. Okay, let's watch it.
I mean, to be fair, has any of the previous Persona animes been even decent?
Persona 3, the movies, but these movies do high budget, completely different field there.
I'm talking about the animes.
No, they bing our shit. And you know what's really surprising is the the games, the video games have anime
really,
cutscenes, and they are really high quality too.
They're like the movie. They're like the movies.
Yeah.
It's almost like they get that company to come in and it's like, hey, make a movie for us.
No, this is a kicker. It's the same company.
What? I was just making a joke. Is
No, it's the same company.
Okay, so the people who make the movies are the same company who did the cutscenes in the game.
Yeah. But
no wonder.
The difference is that it's the B team doing the anime.
Oh, again, not surprised.
Yeah, it's not, and it's weird because you will think Atlas will put money into it because the anime is basically free advertisements for the game.
Just cut out some of the stuff you don't want them to see.
You're paying for it, whatever. But it's
another
advertisement that you're
for
paying for it, I guess. So I don't know.
It's a paid advertisement.
Yeah, it's a paid advertisement. What the hell are you doing? Put some more money into it. Persona 4 looked really bad. The original. Did you ever see it?
I watched 10 seconds and I was like, nope.
So bad.
No. Because Persona 4 was what got me into Personas. I'm like, no, this is not okay. This is not okay, Atlas. It's not okay. I'm walking away.
And what's really funny is that they did a pilot episode of Persona 5, the animation, called Daybreakers, and it's so good. The animation is good. It looks almost like a video game. And then when you watch the actual anime, which is not the pilot episode, it's garbage. It looks bad.
Don't know what to tell you.
It's just so baffling because it's kind of hard to support things that you don't like, even within the fandom. So I don't know. I don't know. They need to up their game on that.
And speaking of Persona 5, I could, at my job we sell video games and movies and all sorts of other things.
Mm-hmm.
I work for a big blue building that's not Best Buy. If you can figure it out, good on you. Anyway, I actually convinced someone to pick up Persona 5. Now I haven't heard back from them, but that might just be because they're in the first 10 hours of that 90-hour game.
10 hours on the introduction of the game.
Intro, not just the tutorial, because the tutorial lasts for 50 hours into the game. Anyway, no, I love introducing Persona to a bunch of new people just because when you introduced it to me, I was like, oh, this is so freaking cool. I want to play more.
Dude, I saw Persona 5 on the store the other day for $11, and I was like, man, I need to buy it. And I'm like, I already have it. I don't need to buy it again. But it's $11.
Yeah, it was $20 at my store.
Yeah. No. This was like a while ago. It was like Black Friday or something.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's it as far as anime stuff. I don't have much else to talk about. It's been an hour, so it hasn't been a short.
I'm just trying to double check and see what I have watched just to see if I can spark off another debate. I did watch another isekai type anime.
Man,
Isekai Cheat Magician.
It's a plague.
It really is. Oh! Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? That one just ended.
Season?
That one actually just ended recently.
Okay.
Or at least the second season just ended recently.
Yeah. Wow, that's so slow.
Man, that it got a second season at all is fantastic.
Yeah, it's such a popular anime that I will think that it will be on the third season already.
Okay, so I've heard that I believe that there is a movie supposed to be coming out here pretty soon that will continue the story. I don't know if it'll finish the story, but...
Oh, Dr. Stone. Have you been watching that?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You don't like it?
I have not... I've not had any impetus to want to see it.
It's okay. It's I don't like the character design, and that's a turn off for me.
Don't get me wrong. I actually like the character design.
You do?
I don't care for the premise.
Okay. Yeah, it's very what is that word?
We didn't talk about Shield Hero at all.
Shield Hero. Yeah,
and he's in the thumbnail.
Thumbnail. What the heck?
What the heck is
okay,
wrong
let's do Shield Hero
then. Shield Hero, and there was another one that I just saw. God damn it. We still have 20 minutes worth of content we can talk about. Shield Hero, I actually started picking up the Reader Companion manga, and there are a couple things in there that I actually think they did better than in the anime. Particularly when it comes to the character Raphtalia, the Tanuki girl, because that's what she is. Let's all be real. Anyway, she is. She's got the little.
I know she does. Yeah.
She's very much a Tanuki girl. If she was a boy, you know exactly what they'd give him. massive balls, because that's what Tanukis had apparently. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, particularly later in the first part of the series.
By the way, this is like a little bit of spoilers. So
it ended like a month ago. So if you haven't seen the entire series now, I don't know how I'm going to convince you to go watch it. Other than the fact that the Raphtalia and the giant chicken girl are absolutely just adorable. I don't remember her name. Philo, that's what her name is. Like all of the characters that the main character interacts with after his
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. Guys, if you haven't noticed at this point, we are extremely bad at remembering names of the characters.
Unless we take a personal interest in them. Like Philo, Nezuko, Raphtalia, like those names I remember. I don't remember the main character's name.
Drawing the blank of those characters' names.
Main character names, I completely forget. But the cute girl off to the side, I'm like, oh, I know her name. Anyway,
Tanuki girl.
Tanuki girl. I'm never gonna live this down. I can already tell you that much. Continue. Anyway, Raphtalia later on in the series goes back to a place where she was literally tortured for who knows how long, and two of her friends were taken with her, and they were both in that same jail, also being tortured. And eventually she gets sold off to somewhere else, so on and so forth. She meets up with the main character and goes back. When they get there, I believe it's the anime, the girl of her childhood friends is still alive, but dies before they can get her out. I think they actually do it better with the manga, or at least the Reader Compendium manga, where the girl is already dead. I feel like that is a much more emotionally impactful than her just getting there at the last, because that feels almost cheap to me.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like, oh, you had a great setup, and if she would have been alive for maybe weeks after the fact, and then died, probably would have been more emotional, because she would have been able to, like, say, hey, here's the shield hero, here's all that. But being too late by a long shot, because, like, she was basically bones when they found her.
Yeah.
And I don't know how fast monster, because they are technically considered monsters in this world or whatever.
Decomposes.
Yeah, like, she was just straight up bones. But anyway.
I mean, if you want realistic, you shouldn't watch it.
I know, but I'm at the same time, I really enjoy the show. I really enjoyed, like...
I think the one thing that this show had, that it kind of just fucked it up at the beginning of the season, was that rape thing at the beginning that happens.
Oh no, I think it's a
it was like such a big deal for people, but it really wasn't.
I feel like in terms of character motivation and like impetus and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it was a great thing to have happen. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think they did it in the right way. I do feel like it was necessary for Naofumi, that's what his name was. Naofumi to eventually be the hero that he was meant to be, was for all this to happen.
Right.
Now, did they do it right? That's up for debate, and I'm not going to jump one side or the other.
Yeah, right. No. I just want to say that besides that particular point in the story, I felt like overall the story is much better than the first impression it gives you in like the first episode.
Oh yeah, the first episode is really hard. Like if that's all you watch and that's all you have like reference for the series, like you would never want to watch that ever again. Just like with Goblin Slayer, like you watch just the first episode and that's all you think it is, like you are missing out on a lot. So if either of those two anime you have watched and only watched the first episode, please, I beg you, go back and continue watching.
That being said, like they're good. I don't think they're really good, but I think they're pretty decent.
I particularly have a I have an emotional investment in Shield Hero, just because I had that reaction. Like I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can continue this. Like this is this is really bad. And I actually didn't watch any more episodes for like a month after that first episode came out, because I was like, no, this is too much for me. I'm just looking for something to distract me from my own problems, and I don't want to deal with other people's problems. Anyway, but then someone, not him, but another friend of mine actually convinced me to go back and rewatch it. Rewatch it and then continue watching, because about 4 or 5 episodes had come out after the fact at that point, and I really enjoyed it. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still think that they did not handle that correctly, like the whole blow up and everything after the fact with that particular episode. But I do feel like they made up for it in character growth. He definitely got redemption for everything that happened to him.
Right, yeah.
Maybe not the redemption people wanted, or maybe even the redemption that people thought he deserved, or who knows. I do think that it definitely is worth a rewatch and a continuation if you haven't, just because the characters do grow quite a bit. Naofumi in particular, literally, Raphtalia has the biggest physical growth just because of how demi-humans work in canon, but in terms of actual character growth, Naofumi does actually grow a lot. Like, he starts off as this innocent, naive boy. Obviously, he gets betrayed and all that happened. And then he slowly learns to, like, accept help, accept being who he is, accept everything that's happened to him, learn to use it instead of, like, making himself suffer because of it, so on and so forth. And I really do think that him in particular is probably the best reason to watch it.
I think he has pretty good character development overall, like you said. I would recommend it. I don't think it's extremely good, but I think it's pretty good. I think if I were to give it a rate, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
But that's still really good. That's still really good. I hate the whole out of 10 thing, because people seem to think that, oh, you need a 9 or a 10 to be even decent. It's like, no, that's literally near perfect.
8 out of 10 is pretty good. You know, like it's pretty good, and I would strongly recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody fought me about it one time on one of my reviews.
Someone fought you over your personal opinion?
My personal opinion. And the person goes, well, 8 out of 10 means it's really good. No. 8 out of 10 means good. Good.
I would say
7 will be a decent. You know,
between 7.5 to 8.5 is good.
Yeah, you know,
like, you made a really good anime. It's not great. It's pretty good, but it's not great.
So 9 is almost perfect. Like, they got a lot of things right, and 10 is like, goddamn, you know, this is anime of the season kind of thing. And there are some entire seasons, you know, season by like spring or fall, whatever. Yeah. Would you watch it? And this
spring, summer, fall, winter. God, literally the entire year has new anime coming out.
And you can watch the entire season. There's no good anime. You know, like, there's some okay ones, there's some good ones, but to have an actual like 10 out of 10 really good one, we'll recommend it to everybody. We'll say this is the one. This is Fire Force. Oh, this is really funny. I predicted the anime was gonna be a good hit when it came into anime. Yeah. Because I felt like the Soul Eater anime was betrayed by the anime. The animators.
I unfortunately was only able ever to watch the first 3 episodes. I didn't mean to do this. This was someone else who loaded an iPod video for me, and I'm not going to release any names or anywhere where they got it.
Okay, anyway, go on.
But I only ever got the first 3 episodes, which are the character introduction episodes, which were Soul and Maka, Black Star, and I
don't know her name. Yeah.
I don't know her name. And Death the Kid and his 2 friends, or weapons or whatever.
Right.
And those were literally the only 3 episodes I ever saw. And then I started reading the manga a little bit. I only got a little bit further than that, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I was also reading Rosario plus Vampire, so that kind of like dark kind of... That whole time in my life, I wasn't interested in a whole bunch of anime and manga. It was just kind of a select few, and that's what I read and watched. That was it.
So my thing about it is, which is the same thing that happened.
But Fire Force was dope as hell.
Yeah, it is. It
And
really
the
is.
the opening song is a straight up banger. Like seriously.
I think overall it's a really good series, and there's much better character development or writing. You can see the improvement from Soul Eater to this one as far as like character development. That's the big one for me. Because if you can't get the
characters right
and everything and have them grow, then it's just really hard to get into it.
Also, I love the fact that this is probably one of the first anime that I've seen in quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know about all anime, but of the ones that I have seen where the main character is really good at what he does, but he's not an idiot who doesn't know about anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he actually seems like a person who's fairly well rounded. Who's fairly well rounded, but also excels in this one specific skill, and it's awesome.
Oh, that reminds me of something which is not anime. It's this manga series that I've been reading. Well, it's not manga, manhwa. It's Chinese, I guess. And it's called Avatar's King, the King's Avatar. And it's about this guy who used to be a pro player, or esports player.
Oh, okay.
For a MMO type of game. And obviously based in China, and
of course,
it makes sense. Yeah, and he got fucked by his club. The club is like the big corporation that backs him up, and they forced him to retire early, like 25. So he had nothing. He lived in the club, so he had no place to live or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So he goes to an internet cafe and starts working there. And he can't do anything other than play video games.
Oh,
because he left his house at 15, and for the last 10 years he's only been playing this one MMO, which is like the biggest MMO that they play, whatever,
particular world.
For the particular world, and that's literally the only thing he did for himself. So that's all he could do. And the interactions between him and like everybody else at the cafe and everything is super funny. And it's a story about a comeback. Like he has his comeback moments and going back into being a pro. Whatever.
I almost kind of would rather see him like try and learn other skills and eventually break himself out of the hole that he dug in.
I really thought that was what they were going for, but no, they were like, no, he's gonna make a comeback in the same game. There's one thing. There's one big criticism that I have about video games in anime or manga or books, and this one thing is there's no way only one game is the one game in the world.
No, like just now obviously
there are big games.
I'm specifically speaking about in universe. Like obviously whatever game is the one big game in that universe makes sense that it is the one big game. If you look at it in our real world, which could be a fantasy world, who knows? Yeah. We have no idea. Devil on your shoulder or whatever. But that's a philosophy term. Sorry, I took one. Yeah, okay. I took one semester of philosophy, and all of a sudden I'm a philosopher. Whatever. But like in our world, that does not make sense. Whatsoever. No, there are games that come in and are huge for a period of like a month or 2 months.
Right. Okay, let me give you another anime example. Yu-Gi-Oh. In Yu-Gi-Oh, the biggest game is obviously the card
game, Duel Monsters.
However,
by the way, people, the card game is not called Yu-Gi-Oh, it's called Duel Monsters. Yeah. Not a whole lot of people know that, and that terrifies me.
However, within the series, they present other games, and they are aware they're other games. Even on the show.
Not really.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
From what I remember of the manga of the anime series,
okay,
like Duel Monsters was literally the only thing that was ever shown.
All right, well, all the games and in world they are there. There are other games and other things that people
like. Do. I actually remember reading some of the chapters from the Monthly Shonen because that's what I bought.
Yeah.
From Publix and Kroger.
Manga is like not for kids.
Not at all. Like there's straight up a scene where he lights a dude on fire. After pouring beer on him, and he's 12.
The original Yu-Gi-Oh series, when it's not about the card game, but it's about
no.
Holy shit!
I only watched.
Okay. Let me put it in perspective. Is Yu-Gi with suicidal tendencies?
Suicidal tendencies.
Let me tell you, every single episode is a risking their. Oh, that
the Shadow
Kakegurui?
Games. Huh?
Do you know Kakegurui? Kakegurui? What is that?
King's Game, maybe?
Is that what you call it in English?
I don't know.
I can't spell it, but it's like that. Is it?
Oh, yes! I know this one. I actually watched this one on Netflix. Okay. I only saw the first season, but it was glorious.
Okay, so basically the entire system is about him bettering his life with things like fire, guns, and stuff like that. That's literally what it's about.
That's what those Shadow games were.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no...
anyway.
Kakegurui?
Kakegurui.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that one was weird.
It is weird.
Like, if you want to... It
is weird.
This is not a for children show, as... Yeah, there's some... particularly... I'm remembering one episode in particular where there's... One of the gamblers in this particular school, of 4 gamblers, kind of gets off to being shot at by a revolver, which she constantly points at herself with. And I think the first time we actually meet her, she's in the bathroom, pointing it at herself, and getting off to it.
I'm not a particularly big fan, but I do like the artwork a lot.
It was like the actual artwork for that anime is absolutely fantastic. Like, everything looks like the fight scenes from Demon Slayer, like super stylized. And it's so over the top. And it's just gambling, too. Like, it's not that it's like, oh, I'm going to throw my fist at you and then we're going to, like, duke it out. No, they're literally gambling games. Literally. Not metaphorically. Like, at one point, they're switching out. They're literally playing to, like, trade debt with people. Yeah. At one point later in the first season... they basically have what is effectively a poker tournament to trade debt with people.
Oh, okay. There's a really good manga anime. This one is
it's
more
intense.
Like,
that's what
it's
I'm
intense,
saying.
but it's more sexualized in a sense. There's like things that I don't particularly feel that it connects really well together. This other series that I like is called Akagi. The artwork is horrendous, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I remember. No, hold on. Stop. Click back out of that for a second. I know you guys can't see this, but shit, why'd you go away?
Wait, let me see. Oh, there's right here. Yeah,
like,
right
just pull the mouse off it, and there's actually the Akagi face.
Yeah, okay. So Akagi is a psychological thriller. The difference between just gambling and a psychological thriller is there is an aspect that makes the reader interested in the story because you don't know how it's going to turn out. I mean, like, they'll like literally bet and chop their fingers off and shit.
This is like, oh god, what was it? Higurashi, but adding in betting.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
But it was incredibly smart. The main character was smart. Like, you knew he didn't win because of luck. He won because of his brains, which is something that I do appreciate most. That just like, I'm gonna bet my boobs.
Well, I mean, she actually knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she was. I just
like the main character for the anime we were talking about before, which I'm not even going to attempt to say the name again. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she knows.
She wanted to experience everything at this school, and by God, did she experience everything at this school. And she did so in a smart way, and won not every time. She actually lost. Probably the first 3 times, I think.
I think the difference is, to me, Akagi, he at the beginning, he wasn't doing it out of the thrill of gambling. He was doing it because he needed money.
She's doing it for the thrill.
But that's the beauty for Akagi. You see him slowly evolving into somebody that gets addicted to it over time. So it's not like episode 1, man, I want to do it again. I really want to bet my fingers.
Gambling addiction is not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you have it, seek help. If you have any addiction,
did you have any other anime that you want to talk about?
No, I cannot think of any other anime I want to talk about.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you guys so much for watching this. It's been fun, and
it's been over an hour.
Have been watching
coming in and out, not saying anything. Please talk to us. We're lonely.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching us tonight, and I'll see you next time.